Hello, children. It is your emo daddies, Riley
and Sean.
We play in a band called Spirits from Portland, Oregon, and we're back with another react. I don't believe we've ever reacted to this band, but I've been listening to them for a long time.
Yeah.
Mainly their first two albums, I'll be honest, and a little bit of whatever the one with Backcountry is. City of Evil.
City of Evil, there it is.
If you haven't guessed by now, we are reacting to Avenged Sevenfold. They've got a new song called Mattel.
Batwings, baby, it's time.
Yeah, absolutely.
First of all, rest in peace, Rev. Miss you. One of the greatest drummers that I've ever gotten to hear, and it was really cool because I got to hear them from the beginning when it was super raw all the way up to super stardom.
Shit was really unique.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of people play like that now, but not many played like that when he was playing.
No, he was definitely a pioneer. Not only his style of playing, but just the overall production and sound of his drums. It has a real, like...
Totally authentic, dry, natural. You can tell that he actually sat down and played it.
If you want to check out our music, we got a 5-song EP out called...
Novellas.
That's right. Where can they find it?
Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you stream your music. It's on iTunes, everywhere, man.
We recorded a new song at the end of last year called A Letter to Myself. It's a little bit more of a mellow jam if you guys want to check that out.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of emo covers, so if you want to take a trip down memory lane, head on over to Spotify and check those out.
Be cool to do like a chapter 4 or something from Avenged. I'd hate to do Unholy Confession just because it's so easy. And that one band killed it.
That's right! Hit subscribe and tap that bell, ding, 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 and a quick shout out to our sponsors,
Ghost Killer Entertainment
and Solar Guitars. Whittly woo!
All right, let's hop into this. I used to love Mattel cars.
I was a fan of most of their toys.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Almost got a System of a Down feel on the like trims.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Got like a lounge lizard feel to it.
Yeah.
Now I know this might sound crazy, but I've smelled the plastic daisies, and it seems we've found ourselves.
Almost feels like a musical.
Yeah, it seems like they're going for like a... There you go. Seems like they're going for like a Black Parade-y type thing.
Right.
Obviously way different musically, but very theatrical.
Also reminds me of Thieving Birds from Silverchair. Has those weird transitions.
Yeah, very dramatic transitions.
I really feel like I could see like a live play production to this. I like it.
Yeah.
Like a musical.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Yeah.
Nice fill there.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Now I know this might sound crazy, but I've smelled the
It's too repetitive for me.
I do like that they went the octave higher on this part. He's singing the same melody lines but octave higher. I also feel like I heard a little Leslie organ in there or something.
Yep.
I love that he was going real fast on that ride and just had like a slow on the kick. Got a little heart feel now. I like it. Like that was that triplets on the.
Yeah. I feel like these vocal performances could have been a lot better.
Even mixed better, in my opinion.
Yeah, the mix is terrible on this.
Yeah, they feel separate from the actual music. Which is a shame, because I actually dig the song. It's fun.
Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah. Would have loved it in my acid days.
I like that they kept the guitars on this one.
Nice, bringing in the choir there. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. Ooh, nice little lo-fi with the drums there.
Yeah, it's got like a phaser on it too. That's cool.
So many instruments used. I dig that.
I do too.
This part gives me like a Fiona Apple vibe. I like that.
Yeah.
No joke.
I like the imagery.
So, what did you think?
It was interesting.
Interesting is definitely the word for it. And honestly, it caught me off guard so much that it kept me engaged with
Sure.
the next part that was coming up. I will say I agree with you, though. There were some parts that were a little repetitive for me.
Yeah, I wish they would have. They like went back to that main riff with the guitars, and then they went back to that same pre-chorus. I wish they would have cut both those things out and they gone straight to that second half feel, because I like the second half of that of the feel a lot more than the first. Cut that out so it dragged a little less. I do really like how theatric it is. You could do a lot with for like a stage show.
I was just going to say that, and maybe it would have more of an effect on the listener, this would be great to see live and see all the full choir incorporated, all the different instruments going on, have a pianist out there, make a big production out of it. Because like I said, this reminds me of being on Broadway. You got the different movements of the music. It's one piece, but each part has its own story and its own section. I really can appreciate that.
I can too, and that's really hard to do. To even put that together to where it kind of works is really hard to do. So they definitely get props for that for me. Plus all the different instruments were cool to hear. I will say though, that mix is garbage. I don't know who okayed this to go out like that, but they should absolutely have had that mixed by someone else.
I feel like the whole album is that way because I did hear one other song. It was a preview. I don't remember the name of it, but my first impression was it sounded like listening to the backtracks of something, and they just released the backtracks because there's no instruments going on for this certain section. It had just strings and drums and vocals, but the way it was mixed, it sounded like something that someone didn't care about because they were just listening to it to actually perform.
All the guitars and drums sound really good. The bass sounds really good, I guess, but it's way too quiet. The vocals and samples are way too goddamn loud, and it just pulls all the instruments out. It's hard to have your bass guitar have an impact when it's buried in the mix.
It makes me feel like you record all the instruments with one microphone. The vocals are really nice and have a dynamic, warm feel to it, but all the instruments had a flat feel to it because of how it was mixed.
It was a cool song. I just wish someone else would have mixed it. Really distracting for me, to be honest.
It was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be, especially with all the hate that I've heard about it. Now, I will say, I understand why people are giving it hate on the premise of Avenged Sevenfold does not normally make music like this. It's been a while since we've heard new Avenged. If you were expecting one thing, I get where you're coming from. At the end of the day, you kind of have to let your mind change the direction that it's in. I can still appreciate a good song. It just wasn't what I expected.
Totally. Which is cool too. I also don't want to go into listening to an album or a song and know exactly what I'm going to hear.
Right.
That's boring too. I'm a big Sounding the Seventh Trumpet, Making the Fallen fan. That's kind of the era of Avenged and really kind of music in general that most appeals to me. I don't think this was bad, but I don't think it was great either. I doubt I will ever listen to that again, the recording. I would love to see them perform this live.
Like a real elegant setting, you know, have it be a full stage setup, you know, with props.
I think if they played this live without doing any of that, it would fall flat. You have a lot of room here to do some cool production elements.
And mix it differently live.
It'll sound way better live.
Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Real quick, it is time for the Emo Daddy's Daily Dad Joke.
Absolutely.
I got a joke for you, Riley. Hopefully
Okay.
you haven't heard it because I invented this joke.
What do you call a rude cow?
What?
Beef jerky.
Wow, that's awful.
Yeah, baby.
Holy shit. That's terrible.
Made that with my own 2 hands.
She says that she walked away, try not to lose you.
We got a 5-song EP out called Novellas. In fact, all the music that you hear while we're talking, that's actually from Novellas.
Yeah.
So if you do like hearing that, check it out. It really does help us out. We also have a link to our merch store in the description of the video. If you really want to support the channel,
Please go pick some up. It's really hard to make any progress as a band or even just as a YouTube channel nowadays. The way that we're able to grow the channel, get into doing more things that we want to do, like ghost hunting and shit like that, and also how we can afford to upgrade the music side of what we do, which ultimately at the end of the day is why we're here. We're doing these reacts for fun, but it's also to try to grow this channel so we can get our own stuff out there more.
We have a bunch of new music on the way, and we have a bunch of emo covers on Spotify. If you want to take a trip down memory lane, head on over to Spotify and check that out as well. If you ever need a support group, you know, you're going through some rough issues and you don't have someone to really help you with that, head on over to Facebook. There's a group called The Spirit World. Shout out Willow.
Hey.
She cultivated a group of just amazing people that have turned into a family that really just lift each other up.
Totally.
welcome
To
the
Spirit
world.